Welcome back, trainers, and we're going to be taking a look at XL Alolan Ninetales as well as Bewear. Now, it's going to be the last time you're going to see Ultra League battles for a while because we're going into Master League later today. So we're just going to see what we can do here. What I really initially wanted to do was swap out Machamp for Bewear to see if we were going to be able to actually kind of transform that team that we initially had. But it didn't really work out too well. We're going to have some success. It was fun, but then it makes you 2 times weak to fighting. And then also Ninetales is taking some pretty good damage from Shadow Machamp as well. So it can be pretty risky. I mean, it put me up against a triple counter team. The first time I used it, I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, is that how it's going to be? Okay. So we still kept trucking on. But nonetheless, we're going to have some fun Master League battles. So look forward to those. We're going to be using, you already know. And I'm also banking a set, so I'm going to have even more battles to potentially bring to you guys, testing it out. You'll have to stay tuned to see what that is. If you know, you know. But anyways, with that said, if you do enjoy my videos, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you need to turn notifications on. And if you're looking for the winner of the Dualmon, I'm actually going to be doing 2 winners. Go and check out the last video. I did actually say who the winners were at the end of that video. So there you go. Reach out to me on Twitter if you're one on here. And I already reached out to the person who won on Twitter already. So yeah, anyways, let's see what we have going on here. Bewear going for a superpower on the Talonflame. Unfortunately, not able to Shadow Claw down and bringing in the Empoleon. The key was to get that waterfall through. They have 2 charge moves. They would have taken us out there, but we're able to sneak that through before they're able to hit that charge move while we were throwing in the Empoleon. Let's go. There's not really too much of a secret, folks, okay? It's like hit or miss a lot of times. There is a technique to denying quick moves, and you have to have timing, but there can be certain elements that get in the way of doing that. That's why I don't officially say it's like a real mechanic, because it's very inconsistent. You have the desyncing, you have a little bit of lag, the puttering, and all those little things that add up, and it's just like, forget it. You know, if I do it, I do it. But you can do it. It's just about timing, and you just have to know what you're doing. But let's focus on this battle up against the Jellicent here. It's not too good of a matchup for Empoleon, but we're bringing it down pretty low, continuously hitting it with the Drill Peck, bringing in the Bewear. Now we're just going to simply let this go, expecting a Shadow Ball, and there it is. Not very effective, and we're going to be able to Shadow Claw down while still holding on to 2 shields and the Ninetales in the back. Both of the Pokemon we're featuring here, and we're going to see that Talonflame going for the payback. Obviously, we're not going to be going for no superpower, doing some good damage, still holding on to their shield, and I decide to swap into the Ninetales because whatever, we can still do some damage up against both of these Pokemon, Galarian Stunfisk and the Talonflame, and I wanted to save the Bewear. I didn't want to use the shield yet, so we're going to go ahead and let that go. Still holding on to 2. We're going to put all our hope into the Bewear at the end here. These Powdered Snows and Weather Balls, they're starting to add up here. Starting to add up, and they're really trying to farm up here. So Earthquake's going to do a lot of damage, of course, up against our Bewear. Rock Slide's not very effective because we are, of course, fighting, but it is still a squishy Pokemon, so we got to be careful here. But they make a swap as soon as we bring in our Bewear. So here we go. We got to use both of these shields here. There's no way. They use most of their energy on the Galarian Stunfisk. So what we're going to have to do here is simply just farm down. Can we do it? And we're taking them out. So all we got to do is get to 2 superpowers, which we're at. Now, if they sneak in a Rock Slide here, that might... Nah, I don't think it would still KO. It would be very close. But nonetheless, we're getting another superpower through and taking the win there. Let's get it. All right. Love this Bewear. It's a fun Pokemon to use. Fighting type, always good. All right, so next battle, we're met with a Galvantula. This is a great matchup for the Alolan Ninetales here. And yes, it is XL. I know this is going to exclude a certain amount of people, but at least you're able to watch it and see if you're going to want to make that investment in the future for whenever you do hit level 40. All right, so we're getting to a Weather Ball here. Just going to keep on throwing those. There's no need to farm up extra or anything like that. We want to get those off as fast as possible up against the Galvantula. And they're swapping to catch the Weather Ball. What did they swap into? What was that? I was going to call it Diggersby. I always do that. Greedent. Okay, anyways. So this is a good matchup for me because, well, they have to just go for Crunch. I guess they can go Body Slam, but it's not very effective. And Crunch is not getting stabbed. Bullet Seed is not super effective. It's just doing neutral damage because of the steel typing. So we're looking pretty good here. And we're going to go ahead and just farm down. Obviously, we couldn't even get off another Hydro Cannon if we wanted to. And throw the Hydro Cannon immediately here. And going up against fighters, it's almost like, you know what? That's not a fighter, obviously, but it almost does just as much damage as the drill peck. I mean, it doesn't really matter sometimes. So we're bringing in the Ninetales, and I'm thinking, wait, hold on. Hopefully they don't get too much farm. What was I doing? Thought I can get to a Wither Ball or Dazzling Gleam or something. But we're bringing in the Bewear, taking them out before they can throw anything here. In comes the Galvantula. We still have 2 shields, and we're simply going to be shielding both of these charge moves up if they can get to another one. And they do. That's right. And I do believe this one is a lunge. And I hit the superpower just because we've already locked ourselves in there. And yeah, taking the win with the superpower up against the Galvantula. Let's go. All right, next battle. What are we going to see here? Not too long of a video because, well, Master League's here. So we're going to go ahead and focus on that one. And I got up 3 videos yesterday. Whew, let's get it. So we have a Swampert here. This is a great lead. Well, I mean, it is an okay lead. We'll put it that way. All right. It's not the best, not the worst, but it is definitely okay here. So we're going to let that go. Hydro Cannon doing quite a bit. Somebody's going to have to shield somewhere if they want to survive. I do believe that is going to have to be me first. So we're going to go ahead and swap to catch a Hydro Cannon on our Empoleon here. And yes, that's exactly what it is. So no Earthquake there, but they're bringing in a Poliwrath. And here we go. This is the exception. Of course. All right, perfect. At least we have the exception here. You know how I was saying you could just go for the Hydro Cannon up against a fighter? Well, not Poliwrath because, well, it's water. So yeah, definitely Drill Peck when it comes to this one. All right. Story of my life. You know, I go left and car pulls out in front of me. I go down an alley where there's nobody walking for 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden there's a whole crowd of people. All right. Saints Row is what I call it. Because you know how you're walking around in one of those, you know, Grand Theft Auto games or whatever, and every car pulls out in front of you. That's what I'm talking about. Oh man, I'm in a jam. What's going on here? Talking about random rambling. So we're going for Dazzling Gleam, doing an okay amount, swapping instantly into our Bewear. Looks like we're trying to hit that superpower. We're gonna shield. Gonna let this go. Okay, since we didn't hit it, we can let that go and still survive, and we will still survive a couple of Incinerates. They shielded up. And we'll swap here, or we didn't swap. The thing went down. There's no way because the switch clock was still wouldn't be up. So we're gonna take him out with the Empoleon. I think I'm still gonna lose this battle here. I think I screwed up somewhere. You know, it was one of those days where I just wasn't really, you know, I was into it, but I wasn't trying at 100%. That's definitely for sure. So kind of probably threw somewhere along the way here, but hey, it is what it is. No excuses. Taking that loss and good game. All right, let's move it on to our next opponent here. Leading with that Ninetales and no Dragonite. Finally, we got some really good leads here. Swapping into a Walrein. We're going to go ahead and bring in Bewear. Now, this is not as clean cut as a... Now, we're looking at the Heisenberg remix team minus the Machamp. So counter really is the saving grace. I mean, Shadow Claw's amazing. Bewear is great as it is, for sure, except for his community move. It's just horrible. I mean, I got a lot of people, you know, well, not a lot. Some people are telling me how you could potentially run it. I understand, you know, you go Drain Punch, Power Up Punch, but then you're left with 2 fighting moves and no payback. And then you got a bait. It's like, it's not that it's too much work, but Go Battle League is too risky, and Bewear is too squishy to do any of that. To just pull off all these potential, oh, I can just let this go, or hopefully they just shield this. You know, if it was thicker and you could take more hits, like say you were an Umbreon style of Pokemon, then we would be looking different, and that would be crazy. Then you'd be probably ending up with the clock time up all the time. Anyways, just going on with the Ninetales here. We got the Venusaur going for the Weather Ball again right off the bat. We do not want to take any sort of charge move. Frenzy Plant or Sludge Bomb, swapping into our Empoleon. They're bringing in the Dragonite, and I'm trying to figure out how in the heck. So what we want to do is not completely take them out and farm up with Ninetales. But at this point, with the health that the Dragonite has, it's going to go down in like 2 Powdered Snow. So it's not even a farm. I hit another quick move, so I screwed it up. And I'm thinking, great, I gave them the game, and they're getting to a charge move. Lovely. So Sludge Bomb, they're going to take us out, right? No, Ninetales XL stays in the fight. We get to a Weather Ball, and, you know, we'll take that win right there. That was a close one. Surviving with about 1 HP there. Looking good. So this is a 98%. Not completely ideal for what you would want, but I just went with it anyways. Next battle, we met with a Cresselia. We've been here before. It's not necessarily the best matchup, but it's not the worst. And we do have Defense Form Deoxys on the team now. Just wanted to put that on there. Let's see what we can do. We have a fighter, and then we have a psychic, and the fighter has the psychic has counter, and the fighter has shadow claw. Isn't that awesome? All right, so we're going to go ahead and just take that and let it go, getting to another Dazzling Gleam, which is going to be doing a lot. So they did drop my attack, so I'm going to assume they're going to just let this go, and that's perfect. And we had a CMP tie, which is even better. So now what we can do is I was contemplating countering it down, but we're just going to go ahead and bring in Bewear and start farming up that way here. I think that's going to be the safer play, so we don't have to take a Grass Knot or potential Moonblast. And they have a Crobat back there, so we're going to go ahead and throw that payback, and we are taking super effective from that quick move. So we kind of need to get out of here. But check this out. Look at the energy down there. Look at this. Watch what happens. Oh, whoa, what's going on here? Oh, yeah, of course, this game. So we're going to go ahead and just throw this to get a shield. Fantastic. Simultaneous swap. As they bring in Obstagoon, we bring in the Deoxys. Folks, what's going on? It was looking all bad, but now it is looking all good. I was thinking we were not going to be able to pull that off, or it's going to be a little bit troublesome depending on what's in the back. But since they made that swap just like that, now we're looking perfect, and we're going to be able to handle this here. I don't know if I guess it was necessary to throw that Rock Slide because they would have been able to get to another Night Slash, although we still do have 2 shields. But the Crobat does have energy, so we kind of need to be careful there. So here we go. We are going to go ahead and just throw Psycho Boost. Did you see that? That wasn't the video skipping. That was what it looked like. It just skipped. And I was just like, okay, well, I can't handle the bubbles. Nice. All right, so we're going Superpower, taking the win there. Looking good. Moving it on. I believe this is our last battle. We may have one more. Met with a Venusaur. That's a good lead. You love to see that here. So Sludge Bomb is still going to be doing a lot. We can let it go. And we're going to let the first charge move go just to see and call that Frenzy Plant. And if we do get taken out here, well, it's not going to take us out. Sludge Bomb's still not enough, but we call it, so we're good to go. So at this point, what that does is we'll just preserve the shield for us here, and we're going to be able to just shield up the next one while they have already used the shield. And if they want to double up, I highly doubt that. Well, we're just going to Powder Snow down at this point. Simple as that. They're not going to swap because they're going to lock themselves, and there's no point in saving that Venusaur. In comes the Walrein, not able to get to the Dazzling Gleam here. Something happens right about now. So we bring in our Bewear, and as soon as they see it, they bring in their Giratina, and I don't know what happened there, but we take the win, and we'll move it on. That is definitely not going to be our last battle here. I do believe this one is. And Machamp. Okay, so classic battle here. Shout out Machamp, I'm missing you, buddy. Yeah, I really wish you were on the team. So Bewear is good, but it just doesn't really fit too well. You don't want to be double weak to fighting all the time, especially with Shadow Machamp's roaming around, and especially when it's throwing triple counter teams at you. So it was like Machamp, Escavalier, and Obstagoon. Can you imagine? That's like, come on. So let's go. What do we got here? Gonna let this go. Rock Slide. Yeah, we've used a shield. They use a shield. What we're gonna do is farm down. We took out the main threat to some degree, so they swap into Snorlax. So I'm going to go ahead and just go Superpower here, and then bring in our Empoleon and simply farm down. Now the Machamp has a bit of energy, so we have to think about that. This is probably a Superpower, so we're going to go ahead and shield it up, and we just used our last shield, which is okay, because the fighter is almost basically gone, and they have a Trevenant back there, so this is definitely going to be doable. Alright, so we go for the Drill Peck. They let it go here, holding onto that shield, which is making me nervous. Now, this should be a Shadow Ball. Typically, we would maybe go Seed Bomb, but yeah, Shadow Ball's just going to take us out. We have no shields. Immediately swapping, and that Machamp gets taken out. In comes the Trevenant, and we're simply going to farm down, and that is going to be it, folks. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll be catching you all next time with that Shadow Claw. Very nice. Take care, trainers.